All right, I'm going to give this a try. Very low tech. That sun out there, see it? Near the board? That sun, not that thing, but this over here is sun. Okay. Here's going to be moon. And moon, you notice I've drawn it. This is the not shaded, this is the shaded. So the shaded side is not lit. Okay. That's the lit side. Sun's out there, that doesn't make sense, right? Because the light that's hitting moon and bouncing to us comes from sun. Notice I've also drawn dots. You've seen these dots, right? What's that for? The terminator. Notice the terminator will always, that is the line that separates lit and not lit, the terminator always connects those red dots. Okay, just as a aid for learning this. So sunlight's coming this way, and that means that that's lit, that side. This is not lit. You're on Earth. You're Earthlings, right? You're observers, ancient shepherds. Which way are you looking? Well, you're in the northern hemisphere, and that may or may not make sense, but you're looking south. And that means you've got this, right? Eat sandwich. Now watch what will happen. Remember that sun is actually behind moon. Now oftentimes, I just want to say, for this moon phase, moon will often be above, usually above, or below, usually above or below. Usually it doesn't cross in front of moon. Usually moon doesn't cross in front of sun, creating a solar eclipse. I've got it set up so it's actually solar eclipse. Okay. So now watch this. Here's what Earth does, even though we're cheating a little bit. What's this? Here it is. We're heading east. Right? That's your ground, right? If there's a tree over here, it's going to stay over here. And we come around and notice sunrise. Which direction does sun rise? It's rising over my east horizon. Well, moon is blocking it, so moon is also rising over my east horizon, getting higher and setting over my west, isn't it? And now, oh, sunset, right? Because sun's behind it. Sunset. Now, let's see. Wait a minute. Sun's below my horizon. It's nighttime, isn't it? I'm rotating around. Which way am I rotating? Oh yeah, still. Tree's still on my left. Something else is on my right. Mount Tamalpais, whatever. And what happens as we come around? Hi. Let's see what happens. Wait. Oh yeah, sun is rising, but wait, moon is there. What phase is that? Notice that it rises with moon and it sets with moon. What phase is that? Why is that a new moon? Because the not lit, remember, and as moon goes around us, you know moon orbits us, the side facing the board, the sun which is how many times farther away than moon? Remember that, 400 times. Sun is 400 times farther away than moon, approximately, close, very low, and about 400 times wider than moon. So they look the same size. Okay, so there you go. Notice that as moon goes around us, still the light's coming from the board this way. So whatever side of anybody, any person, anything in the room, whatever side is facing the board or the light will get lit. The back side will be not lit and it'll cast a shadow. Okay, so I'm giving you a preview of chapter 4. I thought chapter 4 is a little rough, but if we start getting this, it'll start making sense. Now watch. So what happens? New moon, right? And interestingly, you saw that we spun eastward. Earth spins eastward. I'm going to move moon. I'm going to try this. No guarantees. I'm just jumping in. Now moon's over here. Tipping over. Come on, you can do it. Hang in there. It's a benefit from being flat. All right, let's see what happens. Next day, a few days later, sun rises. And then later, moon rises. What phase? Oh, look, that's wrong. How come that's wrong? Look, this is wrong because I have this part lit. It's got to be this part facing, this little thing here has to face the board. So now, because the light is coming from that way out there. So I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to, with the aid of a, there we go, and I'm going to face the board straight back. All right, there we go, straight towards the board. Now what do you see? Aha! The west is lit. How much lit? A bit lit. And it rises after sunrise. It's a bit lit. And then it sets. Notice that sun is setting. Watch sun. Sun just now set over my west horizon. Sunset. Moon is out. That's my favorite right there. Right after sunset. A waxing crescent. A few days later, let's see what happens. So moon moves over here. Let's see if I can do this in my crazy little way. I got to keep the moon facing that same direction. Let's see if I can do it. It's kind of crazy. Facing the board straight, not the light bulb, facing the board. Sun is way out there. So now again, I rotate around, sun sets, moon rises, and it's a bigger crescent, isn't it? And then moon sets. Remember, always remember that. Okay, this I think is going to work for you. And then no more moon. So notice that when sun is up, that's daytime. Right, daytime. Now sun sets, and this larger crescent will rise as we spin around. And slowly, moon creeps eastward. We don't see it much. If you're really careful, you could find that to be the case. Now, wish me luck. I'm going to go around 1/4 of the way. Oh, 1/4. Interesting, I've heard that term before. 1/4 of a way. And I'm, again, making it so moon, the lit side, the light comes from the board. And there we have it. Oh my goodness, what is that? Notice that this ball is half lit, if you want. And the side facing sun is always lit. And notice it'll rise in the east. It'll arc over, so we're not doing that, but okay. And set in the west. What phase is that? Oh, I've orbited 1/4 of the way in about a week. So it's got 1/4 of an orbit, so it's a first quarter. It's taken about a week out of 4 weeks, first quarter. It's still half lit. But look what you see. You see a terminator always connecting the red dots. Let's go over here. Day after day, moon slowly orbits. Slowly orbits. Come over here. See how many crashes we can have. All right. Make the lit part face. Can you see that? Let's come over here. You're going to see what it's going to look like, of course. Because the side facing you, the side facing sun is lit. The side facing you is what you see. Something like that. I don't know. Hold on. It's going to crash quick. Okay. What phase do you see? The time of day will be different, won't it? Here we go. Sun is rising in my east. Sun is setting in my west. It's nighttime. Now, moon is rising later, isn't it? Moon is rising. There it is. There it is. What do I see? The west is lit. It must be waxing. How much lit? Mostly lit. It's waxing. Give us this guy down here. Come on. We can do it. Now, it's halfway around. It's been about 2 weeks. And now it's on the other side of the sun It's midnight when it rises. Rising up. Rising. Oh, it's a full moon. Full moon that day. And the next day I come around, so you can do this, spin it around, da 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 da. There's another day. And what? It's not in the same place. I don't have an assistant right now. So I'll put it over here a few days later, still making the lit part face the board. And now it's going to rise up later in the night. Can you see that? There it is. Oh, I think I don't have it lined up right. That's not facing the board. That's facing the board. Ah, okay. All right. Oh, that's it. The west side is what? Not lit, so it must be waning. What shape? Most of it. A waning gibbous. The next day you spin around, you're going to come around, you're going to see it this. If things work as planned, then that should be a little less lit. Coming around. Stick my foot there. Something. What do you say? Oh, what's that? I got to face this. That thing's got to face straight over, because then you'll see. Oh, look at that. And what if it's 3/4 of an orbit, about 3 weeks? What are you going to see? You know what you're going to see. You're going to see it rise even later, even more after sunset. 3/4 of an orbit, 3 weeks out of a 4-week cycle, approximately. It'll rise and it'll set. And it'll look just like that. And the next, you got a couple cloudy days and you go out a few days later, and what do you see? You see this. Okay. Twist it around. Let's see how long my cord lasts. Quick, it's twisting. It's twisting. Facing the board. I can't see what you see. Oh, what do you see? Yes, you see the west side not lit. It's waning. You see a wedge, even though it's really the whole thing's a wedge that connects the dots, the terminator. A waning gibbous. No. It's only a bit lit, a waning crescent. Don't say that. And then each day gradually changing, just like the dry erase pen. And you are back. I almost was going to play with you and do it wrong. And we're back. And so as moon orbits us, the side-facing sun's lit. Side-facing us is what we see. Boy, that's a huge Chapter 3 preview. I hope you got it now. I hope you've got the names. Go out and see it with your naked eye. Show off to your friends. And I think you got it. So this is what our ancestors would see as they watched sky. As they watched stars, fixed together, moving together. You could make your pattern, I make my pattern. They don't have to be the same. I could have different stories. You could be like, ooh, fun, unicorn, and I could go, ooh, dragon, horrible, whatever. Or it doesn't have to be animals. It could be whatever. Ooh, good, astronomy book, yay. And it could be, English, sorry, just kidding. It could be whatever, right? It could be anything. You get to make out the patterns. So you watch stars. There are things you can see, there are things you can't see. It took thousands of years to get the ability to be able to figure things out about stars. And then you see certain dots that, again, night to night, not in one night. In one night, you'd see them all, those planets, sitting there. But especially after a week or even a month, you'd really see that dot was changing its position relative to the fixed stars. So we call them wanderers. Now, sun and moon also are in front of different stars. They wander. So there you have 5 naked eye planets, not including Earth, because it wasn't thought that we were a planet, right? Everything was thought to go around us. 5 naked eye planets, sun and moon make the days of the week in honor of the gods, so they don't mess with us. And we saw seasons tied to where sun rises, how high it goes, where it sets. cycling throughout the year, and that's something dependable. Moon phases, new to new, not quite tied to the seasons, but still, they start figuring this out. And then you start wondering. You make up stories and then you wonder. You go, what? How do I figure this out? And how you figure it out is you look closer. It's like, but we've been looking, look closer. You can guess, go ahead and guess, but at least know it's a guess. Well, I think this is going on. Oh, it must be this way. Oh, it must go on. Well, it doesn't feel like we're moving. It must be that everything's going around us, right? Let's get past that in chapter 2. How did we start to get past that? And I'll tell you, thousands of years ago, people did some pretty impressive stuff with geometry, measurements. You see the pyramids? I mean, nice job, right? So they started measuring things. We'll see that, chunk it out, map it out in chapter 2. Then in chapter 3, we'll talk about some key stepping stones of people, leaving out a lot of folks, read in the book. And then chapter 4 is connecting why we see from Earth what we see. That is, what's going on if I were to look in a spaceship down and see what's all the motions that are going on. And then we'll switch gears in chapter 5. All right, I hope that helped. That was fun.